Hey, what's up, guys? So I just wanted to talk like a raw update. I'm probably gonna keep the video short. I've been noticing a lot that right now, like the market is it's like in limbo. I feel like talking to other guys, they were telling me that a lot of people are actively selling. There's more properties that are listed longer on the market now, and buyers are able to negotiate much more. The weird thing is though is in New York and New Jersey, we still haven't felt the shift. I'm not sure if that's because like it's a whole different process or maybe the medium price sales are a little bit higher. I'm not exactly sure why, but like I was actually struggling to find deals in the beginning of the year, and now towards the end of the year, I started implementing AI. I started focusing on my systems. I started leaning towards finding better people, and that's what I wanted to talk about, kind of give you guys an update because there's some people that I'm talking to that they're killing it. And then there's other guys that are struggling right now because they're saying like right now is the worst time like to wholesale or to go into anything. So one thing I've realized is I'm getting in touch with much more motivated people, but also I've kept things more simple. So before, my whole process is I would just have cold callers and virtual assistants from the Philippines, and I used to have like 10 of them. Now I only have like two co-callers. But before I had like 10 co-callers. They were just calling every single day. Like literally just calling every single day. And they would basically just set up a time for our follow-up specialists to call them. So they would call them. They wouldn't talk about property conditions or anything like that. They would basically cold call the sellers and just ask them if they're interested, what are they looking to get, how soon are they looking to sell, and if they would be interested in making a decision, within this week or this month. And once they got all that information, then they would basically send it to my follow specialist, which is another VA. And for those of you that don't know me, my whole team is basically virtual assistants. And I'm shifting into like hiring much better virtual assistants, and I'll get into that later. But before, what they would do is it would be like a 3-step, 4-step process where they would basically call the seller, then set them up for a follow-up call, and then the follow specialist would call them and then set it up to make the offer. And once they got all the information about the property, they would send it to basically me, who would just analyze the deal, and then I would tell them to make that offer. But now I'm cutting everything in short. Like I'm trying to keep everything more simplified, and it's actually paying dividends because now I only have two cold callers and I'm actually using AI to send SMS blasts. And the cool thing about it is we're just trying to give offers right away. I'm even trying to see if it makes sense to maybe give offers on the same call. I haven't done that yet, but one thing I realized is that speed to lead, they always say speed to lead like kills because it's the best thing. Once you get in touch with that seller, you don't want to set up follow-up calls throughout the week or throughout the whole month because you're going to lose them most likely because there's too many touch points. You want to be able to get in touch with the lead, find the motivation on the same call possibly, and make the offer by the second call. And that's something that has actually been helping me make more offers to more people and actually figure out if they're interested or not. And with that, I've been able to basically get more deals under contract. I think of recording of this video, it's 7 deals we have under contract. 5 of them are actually under contract, and 2 of them, for those of you that don't know me, like the way I do it in New York is we send a term sheet. We basically send a term sheet for the seller's attorney to review, and then they set up the official agreement so then both parties can sign. Yeah, we're gaining momentum, and that's one thing I've realized. I've cut the process shorter. I'm trying to figure out how can I get in touch with the seller and just make them an offer as fast as possible. So that's one. Two, I'm trying to implement AI even more. I'm trying to figure out how can I use AI to my benefit. I feel like AI is at a time like we're in a time where real estate is just so old school and no one is really you like every I feel like all these other businesses, they're already catching on to AI, and real estate is always like that one business where it's always you always assume it's like people to people, you have to call so many times, you have to do this and that. But one thing I'm realizing is I started implementing AI into SMS like around May, June, and from that time, like oh, I got so many deals. I can't pull it up right now, but I literally have like maybe, who knows? I mean, I've probably got like close to 10 deals already in the pipeline through just AI SMS. So it's basically AI. Imagine you're text blasting people, but now you don't have to overview the conversation. You basically just have a list of like 20, 30,000 leads. You put it into the text blast platform. What I use is Go High Level. That's where I implemented the AI. And instead of just blasting it one time, right? Because typically the way it works, and I see a lot of people doing it still, is they're putting this big list, uploading the file, and then it's text blasting it, right? You either have to click like the button, or it'll do it automatically, and you're basically checking all these messages like, oh, not interested, oh, stop, clear, oh, like, what is the offer about? And then you're basically, it's like, oh, what's the offer? And then you manually have to text them. But I figured out a way, and very few people that I've talked to, they pay other people to do it. I do it myself. I just figured out a way where I'm able to have this big list, upload it. AI is sending all these messages all at once or on drip mode, and then it's basically taking over the conversation. It's sending out these messages one by one and then following up with these leads that don't answer, and when they do answer, they'll continue the conversation to qualify these leads, and they'll book the appointments, and they'll literally, like, the AI is so smart where it'll follow up until they respond, and once they respond, they'll just pick up from where it started, and they'll just continue asking like the four pillars, if they're ready to sell and how much are they looking for, how's the condition from 1 to 10, and are they available like in the next 15 minutes for a call. So like that is powerful, because now, like before, you would have like three VAs like doing SMS manually and being like your setters. Now it's a whole different story, because now you literally can just have AI book appointments for you and just have one VA manage all that, right? Maybe sometimes maybe AI misses like a certain cue, or and that's cool, because now even with the AI, you can play around with it, and you can even notify your virtual assistant when maybe a lead timed out, maybe a lead was close to getting booked, but then it didn't respond back to how soon we can get in touch with them, and it would notify us like on Slack or Gmail or text. So you can play around with it. Or for me, at least, I've been able to personalize it where I'm not missing any opportunities. And with those two things, I mean, that's something that I'm kind of doubling down on. And another thing would be just hiring way better people. Like, I got this one guy, and if you guys don't follow me on TikTok, I found this hack where you could literally find some crazy virtual assistants, like people that sound like from the US. And all you have to do, go to Facebook groups, go to incognito mode, right? Go to incognito mode. And I ain't saying go to incognito mode to do anything else other than this, okay? But what I'm saying is, go to incognito mode and go to the Facebook groups. And what basically you're gonna do is you're gonna do like Latin American cold callers, Egyptian cold callers, virtual assistant cold callers, VA cold callers, bilingual cold callers, and then at the end you're gonna do Facebook group, and it's going to give you a bunch of groups. You want to use ChatGPT to create a very descriptive post of what you're looking for. And typically I just make a post about like, hey, we're a real estate company based in the East Coast, West Coast, or whatever. We're looking to find top A players who are hungry and ready to grow with a company. We want people that are serious, people that are willing to not just, work every day, but they want to work to win. They want to essentially win. They want to learn the business. They want to hopefully be a part of the business. And from pay, honestly, like a lot of people always talk about like, oh, you can get VAs for $3 an hour. I've tried that, and it works to a certain extent because everything is based on volume. One thing I'm realizing, like cheap VAs, they're never, it's like, it's hard to scale with cheap VAs, and I've tried, and I've realized that you really have to find skilled virtual assistants. So you're looking upwards of paying like people up like minimum $6 an hour, and that's still cheap. I honestly wouldn't mind paying someone $8 to $10 an hour, like a virtual assistant, if they're really really skilled. And one thing I do in my business is I range from like six. I'm trying to push it maybe to eight to find like more quality type players and even give them higher bonuses. And when we close on a deal, like maybe giving them 1%, 2%, 3%. I mean, imagine like the type of agents you would find if you can give them bonuses, not just like a good competitive salary, but also you could pay them based on getting deals under contract, right? Reviewing agreements, hitting their monthly quotas, closing on the deal. So once we close, we give them another like percentage of that. It'll literally make any virtual assistant hungry. But if you have like a very, very like really good virtual assistant, like they're gonna love you. And one thing I'm realizing right now is that before I used to think, oh yeah, we gotta scale, we gotta hire like three more VAs, five more VAs, 10 more VAs. But the thing is, obviously you can train them, but it's just way more easier to just find someone who's already experienced, already has years in their tool belt, already understands the business, already understands the concept of cold calling and how to role play and the whole sales process, where they just hop in and they just kind of have to figure out your type of style. And maybe if they don't understand like the CRM you use, which I'll get to next, maybe just teach them. So that's one thing I would say, like finding really, really great people to work for you has really shifted my mindset, where now I understand like shit, maybe I don't need 15 people. Maybe I only need 3 people who are close to like my type of style. Like they can talk just like me. They can talk just as good as me. And that's something I'm figuring out right now. I'm going through right now. Because for most of you that don't know me, I mean, I've been in this for like 4 to 5 years, and the past 4 years, like bro, if you guys don't know like my story, which I can get to like in another video, but like I didn't go to like no crazy school. Like I went to like the worst public school like in my city, and I ended up dropping out of college. I tried to do rap. Like I was trying to be a rapper for at one point, and then I did construction, and then I was just doing a bunch of stupid shit during that whole process, and I wasn't even thinking about money. So me personally, like I don't even have family members who even do business, right? No one in private equity, no one who works for a hedge fund, no one who started their business and grew it to $1 million a year. Like I have no conception of having anybody doing this. And now I'm learning as I go. And what's beautiful is I have friends now who are also in that position where they didn't have anybody as well to look up to, and they're learning as they go. And even family members now, man. I got a cousin, he's been working in the city and worked in like the top four like consulting businesses like McKinsey and Co. and stuff like that. So it's like it's beautiful to see how everybody tends to grow, and there's no excuse. And that's one thing I'm realizing too, is like, bro, like I'm still learning as I go. Like I'm still learning, and I gotta keep learning. I gotta keep failing. Like a lot of people are afraid to fail, and you may be afraid to fail as well. But you can't be afraid to fail. If anything, you should embrace it. You just become anti-fragile. Create a certain tolerance of pressure and stress. And it comes to a point where it's almost like a suicidal type of thinking, where you don't care anymore. You're just in it to win. You're in it to do everything that's possible for you to grow as a person and to grow in this game that you're in. And so that's something I'm learning right now with real estate and wholesaling, and I'm even getting into fix and flips now. I've done a few, and I'm trying to do more. It's just learning as you go and becoming better. So going back to what I was saying, like the people, like I'm realizing like I'd rather pay someone $10 an hour, but he'll probably produce more than like the five virtual assistants I was paying like $3 to $5 an hour. And for those of you that follow me too, that hit me up, I would say CRM, bro. Like a lot of people talk about, if you're starting off, I could understand you would be doing like Google Sheets. But I wouldn't do Google Sheets if maybe you already have a deal or two. I would really try like use Podio. I used Podio the past 4 years, and honestly, it wasn't that bad. I've been able to do like over 30 deals with Podio. So I would not shy away from Podio. It's free too, or from what I remember, it's free. I think they did have like a certain thing. Like if you try to add team members now, you got to pay for them. But if you're like a one man show, like it should be free. And if not, I would say like Podio or go high level if you're starting off, because if you have the money and you have enough money like left over after doing like marketing, like pulling the list and skip tracing, I would highly suggest Ari Simply. Ari Simply is pretty fire. Ari Simply, like it really organizes everything. It may take a little while to understand everything, like the whole user interface, but as the more you use it, the more you get more comfortable using it. But besides, if you're trying to keep it more simple, I would say Podio or Go High Level. I think Go High Level, if I didn't know about RE Simply, I would have used more Go High Level, because Go High Level has everything. You got the dialer, you can implement AI SMS if you wanted. You can do multi-dialer. There's a way you can actually cold call, like get a list and dial all of it. You can do auto drips, right? You can send texts and have a conversation tab. You can do a lot in Go High Level, and it's not even that much. And the cool thing is, like this little, if you're watching this long enough, one thing is like you got to go through the A2P on Go High Level. But I found a trick. If you do it through Twilio and then you go to their support team, they can literally transfer your Twilio number into their Go High Level. And bro, you're not you like holy shit. Like you have these text blast services. They charge you like $1,000 for like 50,000 messages. You do it through Twilio and implement it into Go High Level, like transfer that number to Go High Level, and then you start doing text blasts. Like you can literally do 50,000 messages, I think, for like $300 or less, I think, or 250. It's like three times less, bro. Instead of wasting $1,000 on an SMS platform, like you literally can just do it yourself. Go to straight to the provider, Twilio, get A2P approved, go to the support team, get it that number transferred into Go High Level, and you are gonna be you're saving so much like goddamn money. And that's literally what I did like 2 weeks ago, because I actually onboarded somebody who was working with me at the time, and I saw the amount of money he was spending and the amount of messages he was sending. I was like, holy shit! Like this dude ain't spending anything, and he's sending a shit ton of messages. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it, and now I ended up doing it too, and you save a lot of money. So that's for like 50,000 messages. So yeah, it's pretty dope. So I would say if you're starting off, I would say I'm gonna stay on Go High Level. I would say use Go High Level. I think it's only $99 a month, and you can do literally everything there, for real. Like you can literally do everything there, and and yeah, I would say like your CRM is the soul of the business. I know a lot of people don't follow up on their leads. Follow up is king. Follow up is what's gonna get you deals. Like most of my deals are through follow ups. I know people that close like within 10 touch points, mostly because of inbound. I'm trying to get back into inbound, but if you're starting off or you're still like doing outbound marketing, it takes time. I already have like a dialed system, but if you're starting off, you just have to understand that you're cold calling, right? You're sending SMS, you're doing the outreach. They're not reaching out to you, so you have to build trust, build rapport, and you may have to follow up a few times. Typically, like when you have find someone who's motivated, it takes about 20 calls to 10, 15 messages to finally get them under contract, like 20 to 25 calls. There's times where I've gotten like juicy deals where it took me 6 months to close them, because I called them, they weren't ready, called back in 3, 4 months, and then they weren't ready, called back a month after that, and then they were finally ready. Bro, I have deals that like like this house right here took me 2 years. I got in touch with the seller 2 years ago and she wasn't ready. It wasn't until this year she called me up and said, hey, I'm ready to sell. I basically went in person. I saw the house, needed a shit ton of work, but I had it at the cheapest price ever. Like I literally got it like at the like in my neighborhood, it's the cheapest house. People probably gonna search it up on Zillow and they're gonna be like, holy shit, like this guy bought it for that price. Like that's fucking crazy, because you're not gonna buy a house like for that price. So that's what I'm saying. Follow up is king. There's so much I can talk about, but I don't. It's not gonna be long enough. Like this video is just gonna be way too long. Personally, like what I'm looking into for 2026 is trying to figure out like what I can do to automate more things. Not go crazy with automations, but certain things that I can build leverage on. One of the things is like tracking data, like tracking KPIs. Like I have a VA who spends, a good like 2 hours per day just tracking everybody's KPIs, making sure they're doing what they're supposed to, and she's creating reports for me. And I'm still training her because now trying to have her track like scorecards and track how many calls we made, and then how many calls more, how many offers more is it going to take to get the next deal. Like I want to get it packed down to a science where she can be like, okay, we have like three more offers to make to get another deal under contract. And if we do the three offers and we didn't get anything and it took us four, five, six, then that would be the new KPI. But then let's say for some reason it ranges from like 3 to 6, so we know that's kind of like the basic KPI core. Like okay, it takes let's say 3 to 6 offers or whatever. I'm just hypothetically, you're just speaking. Out of 15 offers, you should essentially get another deal under contract. So I'm trying to teach her, it's like, okay, we have 10 offers. That day when you find out we have 10 offers, you got to figure out, okay, what is it that we can do to make 5 offers within that day? So we can shorten the time span. And then if it took us 20 offers, what is it that we did wrong? Maybe the cold callers are just putting everything, they're just getting everything as motivated, right? So we're keeping track of everything. So then we continue having the momentum. On top of that, like I mentioned, doubling down on AI. The cool thing about AI right now is it just keeps improving tremendously. And I've been using AI just for text blast, but now I'm trying to figure out how can I use AI for cold calling. If you guys haven't watched my TikTok, there's a crazy bro. I was testing this out. What if we could use AI to quickly appointment set? Like just call people. Like because AI isn't perfect yet. It still sounds robotic, but there's certain cadences where AI actually sounds human and it sounds way better than a virtual assistant. So what if AI can just come in and just appointment set and call every single lead? Like I don't know if it can possibly be done. I'm speaking to some developers right now, but imagine AI can call, like imagine you had a list of 10,000 people, right? And maybe 10,000 people, but every lead has on average three numbers. So that's like 30,000 numbers, 30,000 calls. Just imagine if there was a way you could literally call them all in one day. Because on average, you have an agent that's calling maybe 200, 250 calls. But imagine AI calling 20,000, making 20,000 calls in a day. It's not human, but I'm assuming, right, hypothetically speaking, if AI has no filter, no range, and it can call 20,000 leads in a day or 20,000 numbers in a day, make 20,000 calls, it's got to set more appointments than an average human. I just know that for a fact. It has to. If the AI voice is somewhat good, somewhat tolerable to the human who picked up the phone, they're going to show some type of certainty on the phone where like, okay, yeah, like I'm trying to figure that out. I don't think AI voice is good enough yet to like do a full on conversation, but I think it is good enough to just like set the tone, get some type of commitment or motivation or detect something, and then try to like cold transfer it to like an agent or set up an appointment. So I'm looking into that even more, like further. And yeah, that's kind of like where I'm at right now. I'm not really into just wholesaling. I'm doing ovations. For those of you who know me, like already, like I already have rental properties. I'm trying to pick up more rental properties, and I'm trying to do more fix and flip. Like I'm actually closing on a deal, God willingly. I'll probably make a video on that too. I'm closing on Monday, but yeah, God willingly. I mean, I'll probably post this video after the closing, but God willingly, and it's a big deal. It's like a six-figure deal. So fix and flips. I mean, I'm trying to find like sweet, juicy deals and like take it on myself instead of wholesaling it. Because if you can find like nice deals, and I know the market is like on limbo right now, but if you can find like good ass deals, like why wholesale it for like 20, 40,000 when you can make 80, 100,000? It has to make sense too, right? Because then that's kind of where I'm at right now, where I'm kind of like like swaying back and forth, because obviously it does take more work, does take more time, and would it make sense when maybe you can focus on more wholesale deals? So I'm trying to set a system. I'm working on building a system where the wholesaling side, novation side, right? The whole it's like sales in a sense, right? Because you're not really buying the deal, you're kind of like selling it forward. How can I automate it even more where it's not taking too much of my time and maybe I can focus on fix and flips or building a brand, building a community, things like that. So things like that I'm thinking about. But if you're just starting off, I would say like record yourself too. Like I'm nowhere near where I think I should be. And I'm just utterly confident in my ability, and I really don't compare myself to anybody. Obviously, I'm human, and obviously, I do compare myself to people because you see people with other things that you want, and you get angry. Or I personally, I get mad. I detest being poor, bro. And I'm Mexican, so we have a saying. It's like la pobreza es mi enemiga, viejo. La pobreza es mi enemiga. Pues siempre camino humilde. Like I'll always walk humble. I'm humble, but you also gotta. There is no like the Wolf of Wall Street, bro. There is no nobility in poverty. So, and I take that to the heart. I wasn't always like that though, but business changes you. You talking to other people who have different type of mindsets change you, and ultimately you have to figure out who you want to become and who you are at this point in time. And for me, I'm tired of being fucking broke. And six figures to me is really nothing. I mean, I've made six figures already and I'm nowhere near where I want to be. There's people out there that have a sick amount of money. They just spend money like if it was air. Like trust me, there's people out there who spend money like if they were breathing air. They don't think about it. And I'm trying to get like that. So obviously baby steps and stuff like that, but that's the type of mindset I have. Could be right or wrong. I guess I'm just ranting. It's just a rant I wanted to post here, and hopefully this video helps. But if you have any questions, hit me up. Cause right now I don't sell anything. I don't have like masterminds. I don't do like one-on-ones. So literally anybody that hits me up, I literally just give them game. Whatever questions you guys have, hit me up on IG or TikTok, wherever you found me. And yeah, bro, let's keep making more money, bro. I need more money. I need more money, bro. Cause I'm trying to buy a penthouse in Dubai. I mean, actually, no, I don't really like Dubai. Or I don't know about what you guys like, but I've been in Mexico City for a while, so I want to buy a penthouse in Mexico City. And don't think because it's Mexico City, it's cheap. Those fucking penthouses cost like holy shit. Some of them are go upwards of like 40,000 a month. So yeah, I mean it's a penthouse. So in any city, it's probably expensive as hell. But yeah, that's my little rant for this video. Hopefully, the next video I'll make like a very like a more educational content, like on the Miro board and everything, like you guys like. But yeah, bro, let's get it, and I'll talk to you guys later.